There's nothing to worry about.
She just goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
It's time for Ben's horror bullshit.
Where's About Books, Ben?
It's Words About Books. It's Ben's horror bullshit month.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is gonna be like at the end of October.
Yeah.
Holy
We're recording
shit.
very early for this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but we had to
So
because
future people listening to this, the election's in like a week. I bet it sucks just as much as it does now, actually.
I wouldn't make a bunch of predictions about this election. I don't know what's going to happen in the coming
Ralph
weeks.
Nader, he's coming back.
To life.
I swear, he's coming back to life. He's gonna run for both party tickets. He's winning. What happens? What happens if they really did vote a dead guy into office? Would we have to dig him up and?
I'm pretty sure there's something in the Constitution about you have to be alive.
I don't know. I think it's just as long as you're 35 or older. You know.
The Supreme Court will just pick for us.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
like they did the last time.
That was
Okay.
a fun election. Anyway, let's get to something slightly less scary than U.S. politics. Whatever the fuck we're talking about today. I don't even know.
Okay, so
apparently you drowned.
last year we did a creepypasta, Jeff the Killer. And
Everyone loved it. It was the greatest episode ever. 1 million downloads.
It did pretty well and continues to do pretty well. I think it did better than Dune. Not the first one, but like every other Dune.
Wow.
Yeah. So I figured we'll do another creepypasta. It's fun to read. It's a different kind of episode than you usually get. And I picked one especially for you this time, and not just because it's called Ben Drowned and you would like to hold my head underwater until the bubbles stop.
I need some plausible deniability. I need to take away the ladder to the pool or something, and now you can't get out.
But I picked this one because it involves a topic near and dear to your heart. So I'm going to read this. It's not quite like Jeff the Killer. It's not told with like a series of characters. I don't think I have to do voices. But I'm going to be leaning on you because you actually have some expertise in the area that this story involves. So it's a very famous creepypasta, Ben Drowned, one of the highest rated.
Okay. It doesn't have Sonic the Hedgehog, so I don't know. I haven't heard of this one.
I'm going to start reading, and I'm going to put the spooky music under it. And
okay.
That's how you'll know when it's the story. If Nate should happen to engage in some sort of interruption, and I should have to break character, you'll know because I'll stop the creepy music.
Just remembering fucking Jeff the Killer burned his hair and bleached his skin at the same time.
Burned his hair black and bleached his skin white.
Oh, God.
That's how that works.
All right.
Post 1, September 7th, 2010. OK/X. That's the 4chan paranormal board, if you have a life. I need your help with this. This is not a copypasta. It is a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. It's video game related.
Oh.
Specifically, Majora's Mask.
Okay.
And it
is this my expertise that you're calling on?
Yes.
Okay.
And is the creepiest shit that has ever happened to me in my entire life.
Okay. All right.
Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room starting as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64.
That's strange, isn't it? When was this written?
September 7th, 2010.
2010, and your friend gave you an N64. Your friend hates you.
I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all of those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade.
Ooh, there's a good reason for that. They're not actually that great, most of them.
His
Especially from that era.
His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros.
Okay.
While beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up the level 9 CPUs. That weekend, I decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up the local garage sales, hoping to score some good deals from ignorant parents. I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium,
fucking garage sale.
GoldenEye, fuck yeah, F-Zero, that fuck yeah is in the Creepypasta, by the way. That's not me. I liked GoldenEye, but not like fuck yeah.
It does not hold up. Yeah. And you have to have one of those goofy N64 controllers, because if you try to use dual sticks, like with modern controllers, it doesn't work. It's garbage.
So we picked up GoldenEye, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2.
F-Zero is an SNES game. I believe he means F-Zero X, which is the N64 one.
That's why you're here. Satisfied, I began to drive around the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I still have no idea why it did. There were no cars there, and only one table was set up with random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and was greeted by an old man. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd.
Well, that's just mean.
It was odd. If you asked me to tell you why I thought that, I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about
Racism.
him
Got
that
it.
put me on edge. I was actually thinking that too, like he's black.
Wow.
I can't explain it all. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is, if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon, and there were other people and there weren't other people within shouting distance, I would not have even thought of approaching this man. He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for. Immediately, I noticed that he must have. Immediately, I noticed he must have been blind in one of his eyes. His right one had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look into his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games. I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he told me he had no idea what a video game was.
Okay, bye.
But to my surprise, he then
GameStop
said,
exists in 2010, right?
Oh, well, yeah, it's doing better than it is now.
Oh, yeah.
But then, to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. That's weird.
But he doesn't know what they are.
Yeah, well, he's old and he's crazy. He assured me that he'd be back in a, quote, jiffy, and turned to head back to the garage. As I watched him hobble away...
That's a load of malarkey.
I couldn't help but notice what he was selling on his table. Littered across it were rather peculiar paintings, various artworks that looked like ink blots that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked at them. It was obvious why no one was visiting this guy's garage sale. These weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason, it almost looked like Majora's Mask.
Almost.
The same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outwards. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find that game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given...
What?
But given...
What is this? Hold on, what is he looking at here?
He's looking at abstract art, and it looks kind of like Majora's Mask, but he's wondering if maybe he's just sort of like projecting that onto the painting, if maybe that's not... It doesn't look that much like it. He just wants to see it. He's just been fantasizing about Majora's Mask.
As you do.
As you do.
think everyone can safely say they've had that experience at one point or another. It's what makes us human.
So he thought it was Freudian bullshit, but given the events that happened afterward, I'm not so sure now. I should never have asked.
Is Majora's Mask from the Goblin universe?
Ooh, now you're thinking with portals.
God damn it.
I should have asked the man about it. I wish I did ask the man about it. After staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again.
Ah! Joe, you gotta warn me before you do that.
Smiling at me. I'll admit, I jumped out of reflex and laughed nervously.
Maybe smelling my hair a little bit.
As he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was. And I asked him,
I'm not gonna buy this obvious bootleg, you fucking weirdo. What are you doing?
And I asked him how much he wanted for it. The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free. That it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. You're a sophomore in college. You're not a kid.
I don't believe that for a second, but okay.
There was something weird about how he phrased that. Is it that
lot
you're
of
not
weird.
A child?
The
But I didn't actually pay attention to it.
The weirdest part is that you're not like, well, this is an obvious bootleg. No, I'm good. I'm gonna plug this into my N64 and it's gonna like explode or something.
He should have thought more about this, but he was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting
It's that
it for
dream
free.
logic. It's that American Gods logic, where you're just like, okay, we're done with this chapter. It's time to go on the next adventure, which I presume is at your dorm alone.
I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical, since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge, and there was no guarantee it would work.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. I'm gonna be skeptical that like this isn't gonna just destroy my N64.
But the optimist inside me interjected. Maybe it was some kind of beta version,
Sophomore in college. It's time to learn. Stop
or
being
pirated
optimist.
version of the game.
Obama did not cure all of the world's ills when he was voted in office 2 years ago. You gotta grow up now.
He's closing Guantanamo any day now.
Yeah. He's getting on it, I swear.
I thanked the man, and he smiled and wished me well, saying, "Goodbye, then." At least that's what it sounded like to me. I guess he was already like in his car. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that he had said something else. My fears were confirmed.
Turn around and ask him.
Oh, I see where this is going. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine. And there was one save file simply named Ben. Goodbye, Ben. He was saying goodbye, Ben. I felt bad for the man.
God.
Obviously a grandparent.
He really is losing his mind. This guy needs to run for president.
Yeah, he felt bad for the man. He was obviously a grandparent, and he was obviously going senile. And I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson, Ben. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file. Eyeballing it, I could tell that it was pretty far into the game. He had almost all of the masks and 3/4 of the boss's remains.
Okay.
I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3, and by
son of a bitch. How dare he?
I don't know what any of this means.
It's the worst part about the game. If you reset without saving again, it will go back to the last time you went back in time, Ben. It's a little lore for you. It's a really stupid feature. Anyway.
Well, this is going to mean a lot more to you than me.
Yeah.
He was on day 3 and by the Stone Tower Temple.
Okay.
With hardly an hour left before the moon would crash.
Okay.
I remember thinking that it was...
Save.
It was a shame he had come so close to beating the game, but never finished it. I made a new file
What a
named
fucking
Link.
scrub.
Made a new file named Link, out of tradition, and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady-looking cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran. Literally just like a retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, and random flashes of cutscenes at odd intervals. Nothing too bad.
And Sonic with his black and red eyes, and he's talking to me directly, you know. Normal stuff. This is weird, you know.
However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben.
Gasp!
I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming, causing our files to get mixed up or something.
Is the person writing this going to turn out to also be named Ben? Like, he becomes Ben?
I don't remember.
He legally changes his name to Ben, and that's how it gets him.
It did kind of creep me out after a while, though. It was around after I had beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the saved files and deleted Ben.
Oh my god, you killed him!
I had intended to preserve the file just out of respect for the game's original owner. It's not like I needed 2 files, though. Hoping that would solve the problem. He thought it was glitching the game, so he deleted the other file.
And then is he going to make a new file to overwrite that? Like, spoof or something?
No, so he thought this would solve the problem. It didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should have been in the dialogue, there was just a blank space.
Yeah, make a new file.
My save file name
Smeef.
was still called Link, though. Frustrated and with homework to do, I put the game down for the day. I started playing it again last night, getting the lens of truth and
Why? Just download a fucking emulator like everyone else.
He's working his way towards the completing the Snowhead Temple.
Okay.
Now, some of you more hardcore Majora's Mask players know about the 4th day glitch. For those who don't know, you can Google it, but the gist is that right as the clock is about to hit 000000 on the final day, you can talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope, and if you time it right, the countdown disappears, and you essentially have another day to finish whatever you're doing.
Oh, I didn't know about that because I'm not a failure and I've never gotten close to 0000, but, you know, I guess someone has to innovate, you know? Can't all be like me.
It's probably one of those speedrunner things.
It very well might be one of those stupid speedrunner things.
Deciding to do the glitch to try to finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first try.
Oh my god.
The time counter at the bottom disappeared. However, when I pressed the B button to exit the telescope, instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora's boss fight room at the end of the game.
Oh my god, and Sonic was there!
I was staring at the Skull Kid hovering above me. There was no sound, just him floating in the air. And the background
you're
music...
like, well, failed. Guess I turn off the game and turn it back on.
And the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid...
that infrasound going.
Skull Kid...
The Goblin universe is coming through the game, Ben.
It could be. We don't know if this is in Pennsylvania. Skull Kid...
Oh, is that the only way to access the Goblin universe?
It's the only way I know, but there might be other ways. The guy who wrote it was British, so presumably like he was looking for the Goblin Loch Ness. I don't know if anybody knows about that. That was a bonus episode, I just realized. So
yeah, I just
Skull
realized
Kid
that
never...
as well. So pay us money.
Yeah. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, but no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me. looking at me,
Gasp.
not saying
So
anything.
he's. Wait. Okay, back up. What happened?
He tried to glitch and he got teleported to the Majora's
Yeah.
boss fight room.
Yeah, I got
And
that
Skull
part.
Kid's just staring at him. And whenever he walks around, Skull Kid follows him.
Okay. That's all right.
I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much.
Are you saying
I was-
his palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy?
Yeah. He was
All right,
about to
go on.
he was about to reach for the reset button when the text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized the text. You get that message when you get to the key room from Anju at the Stockpot Inn.
Okay. This
What-
is
okay.
all legitimate. Like nothing you're telling me is like weird. But
Okay.
all right.
Okay, but why was it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if that was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. I realized how stupid I was to even think that someone could reprogram the game.
I mean,
What?
they could.
Even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. No, you could totally do that.
Yeah, that sounds really easy, actually.
Yeah, it's called a ROM hack. There's millions of them.
Yeah.
But
he's a sophomore in college, so he's allowed to be a big dumb idiot.
Oh, he's a business major.
Even better.
Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen, and again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss, yes or no? I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react when I realized that I couldn't select no. Taking a deep breath, I pressed yes, and the screen faded white, with the words "Dawn of a New Day" and the subtext, and it just looks like a barcode. I'm going to use barcode. I assume that might come up again. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I had ever experienced. The only way I can describe...
Arms are heavy.
The only way I can describe the way I felt is having a feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale.
What?
I am
Depression?
not... Depression. I am
Like
not...
not dread.
No.
You're sad. You're like
Yeah.
really, really sad.
Yeah. I'm not normally a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even knew existed. Got his tense wrong there.
Yeah, he did.
It was
But
such
he's
a
depressed, so cut him some slack, you jerk.
felt there was a feeling here I didn't even know existed, such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me. Okay. I appeared in some weird Twilight Zone version of the clock tower.
Okay.
I walked out of the clock tower as you normally do when you start from day one, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the fourth day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that run around outside the tower. This time they were all gone. And what replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there in the same area as me and that it was watching me.
It was Ben.
I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow. But at this point,
You have 4 hearts?
I don't. Yeah, I guess.
You should have
Is
5 at least by now. You get 1 at the clock tower. You get 1 when you beat the first boss, and you start with 3. Would you just not pick 1 up?
Boy, I guess. I mean, he knew about the fourth day glitch though, and you didn't. So maybe he's got. Maybe it's a speed run thing. He's not even concerned for his avatar at this point, though. He felt that he personally was in some kind of danger.
You die in real life.
If you die in Majora's Mask, you die in real life. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the song. It was the song of healing.
Rapping. Oh, okay.
Ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse.
Oh my god.
It got louder, building up as if you should expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then, I would hear
You couldn't turn off the system at this point?
He could. He was too depressed to move.
But he was not too depressed to continue to play the game. It's a very specific level of depression.
You're never too depressed to continue playing a video game. Arguably, that's why you're depressed.
That's not true. You could be catatonic.
Every now and then, I would hear the faint laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background.
Okay.
Just
that guy even laugh?
Who's the happy mask salesman?
I'm having a hard time. Does he even laugh?
Are you Googling this?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Here's the happy mask salesman, so that you're in the loop.
Yeah, it's gonna help me visualize what's going on here. Oh, I know this guy. He don't look happy.
He looks super happy.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
But there is a happy mask salesman laugh.
This is a Halloween episode, so the more noises in the background, we can just say it's ghosts.
Oh, okay. He does laugh. Okay. Oh, there's a YouTube video. 30 minutes of silence, occasionally interrupted by a happy mask salesman's laugh.
I think we know what inspired this.
No, this probably was inspired by this was 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, I think we know what inspired that.
Okay.
Yes. So every now and then he hears the happy mask salesman, just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clock Tower, only to find nothing.
Does it say Clock Tower?
Clock Town. Sorry, my bad.
Right.
I was just inserting
That's called bullshit.
What I thought would make sense. Only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing. West Clock Town had me walking on air. Not in a good way. The entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clock Town, realizing that I never felt so alone in a video game before.
My God. Did he just leave the town then? Because that's what I would do. Actually, I would shut it off by now and be like, this thing's fucking defective.
As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was a combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere, or the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted.
Wait, why do you feel like you're alone if you feel like you're being watched and someone's laughing?
I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why.
Okay.
I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here with this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling.
Yeah.
I tried
well, it's
leaving.
2010, so we don't care about your mental health, sir. Get back to work.
Occupy Wall Street.
Oh, God, that did happen.
That did happen.
That was in 2010.
I know. I was there.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Not on Wall Street, but like my tiny campus in the middle of nowhere had to Occupy Wall Street. Like,
so did ours. And then I started getting with a girl who I would later break up with several years later. It's all coming back to me.
And you're gripped with a sense of depression, but foreign and powerful. Okay, I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black and I would just zone in to another part of Clocktown.
All right, time to shut off the console. Game's
I tried playing my ocarina.
Why?
I wanted to escape and I did not want to be here, but every time I played the Song of Time...
turn off the console.
Or the Song of Soaring, it would say, your notes echo far, but nothing happens.
Yeah. Your game's fucked.
By this point, it was obvious that the game didn't want me to leave here. But I had no idea why it was keeping me here.
Why are you assuming the game is sentient and not just fucked?
I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that I would be too vulnerable there to whatever I was terrified of.
Why?
I don't know why. That's actually the next line.
Okay. All right.
But I came up with the idea that if maybe I drowned myself at the laundry pool...
What?
I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place.
Why did you come up with that idea? You can't drown in the base game.
As I zoned in and ran towards...
he's going to put on a mask and jump in there, but okay.
As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened.
Ben! Just floating there. Totally in the nude, I'm guessing. He's dead.
Link grabbed his head and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the... happy mask salesman smiling at me. Not Link. Me.
If you die in real life, you die in the game.
If you die in real life, you die in the game. I guess that could be true. With the Skull Kid's scream playing in the background. When the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song Elegy of Emptiness.
Okay.
Elegy? I don't know.
I think it's an elegy, yeah.
I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression.
Okay, alright, let me...
Are you Googling it?
I know what it looks like, but you have to... I'm going to help you visualize this.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta be properly scared. Oh, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, they're all kind of weird like that.
Why has it got little teeth?
To make it weird.
Okay, that's pretty weird. I turned around and ran back to the South Clock Tower, or into South Clock Town.
Be a man and go drown yourself somehow, sir.
And to my horror, the fucking statue followed me.
How? Did it float behind you, or did it walk like it had its own animation? I need details here.
Okay. The only thing I can compare it to is like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Another current thing in 2010.
Oh my god. My ex liked Doctor Who.
Wow, this is really painful for you. I think every twee girl in 2010 liked Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I don't even want to say it, haunting me.
But what does this have to do with the Skull Kid or the Happy Mask Salesman?
By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. This guy is really emotionally honest. I appreciate that. But not...
Yeah, but it's 2010, so...
It's 2010 and you're on 4chan. But not...
Oh, God.
Oh, here you go. Answering some more of your questions. At this point, I was on the verge of hysterics, but not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it. The terror all felt so real. I tried to shake the statue.
What? You can't.
He tried to shake the statue.
You can't interact with the statue.
But it would literally appear right behind me every single time.
Oh, he's trying to shake it like he's trying to run away from it. He's not trying to actually shake it.
Oh, wow. Okay. But it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin to Jesus. Link started to begin to make weird animations I had never seen him do before.
Okay.
He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly.
Okay.
It's scary. And the screen would cut to the happy mask salesman smiling again for a brief moment. I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the Swordmaster's dojo. What is
But
the
you
aesthetic
said
here?
that you would be more vulnerable inside of a shop, you fucking idiot. You just doomed yourself. Go drown yourself.
I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I wasn't alone here.
I think you need to start, like, analyzing things so you can figure out why you do stuff, you know? Like, you're doing a lot of, I don't know why I did this. I'm just an idiot. And, like, come on. You're writing this all out. You need to start analyzing. Why are you even journaling if you're not going to analyze?
Ooh, you're making a good point.
All right.
I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of reassurance that I wasn't alone. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back.
Okay.
I tried attacking it with my sword, but to no avail.
Well, yeah. Duh.
Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy mask salesman. Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me
But
along with his copy.
cubby in the back. I don't know. I can't say for sure that the camera angle could do what you're describing.
No, it probably can't. That's why it's creepy. This is...
okay.
Yeah, it's haunted. It's a ghost.
Yeah.
And so Link
It's
is
a very
literally...
elaborate ROM hack from an
literally
old man who
staring
didn't
at
even
it.
know what video games were.
I think the old man might have been lying about some stuff. Whatever was left of the fourth wall completely shattered.
Did they come out of your TV?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I guess it wasn't completely shattered. Oh, no. He's talking about the fourth wall of the dojo. So he tries to run Link out of the dojo, and then the fourth wall of the dojo shattered. Suddenly, the game warped me into an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again, as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started reappearing again behind me, this time aggressively.
Okay.
I could
So
only
it wasn't
take
aggressive before, and the music stopped before. I kind of thought the music was just playing the whole time, but okay.
I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. Hurriedly,
So I know that you live. Like, you're writing this after the fact. Game didn't, like, kill you.
So, blah, 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 blah. Hurriedly, I made my way out of the tunnel, appeared in southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly in a sheer panic, suddenly...
Suddenly something interesting happened, because, like, you've lost me.
Okay,
you know, you
tell
got
me
the
if this
creepy
is-
statue, and then you just kept going. And,
Is this a thing? Suddenly a re-dead screamed?
Yes. They're
Okay.
like brown zombie men.
Oh, okay.
They're like
and this-
emaciated. Yeah.
The screen faded to black as, quote, dawn of a new day and, quote, barcode appeared again.
Okay.
The screen faded in and I was
It's a
standing...
very weird and specific series of events.
I know, right? Like, this guy knows way too much about this game. The screen faded in and I was standing on top of Clocktown with Skull Kid hovering over me again. Silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head. The Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new
Okay.
song was playing. the Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. This is a guy who wanted to make a horror game but doesn't know how to code. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skull Kid. It actually hit him and played the animation of him reeling back. I fired again and again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good. Hee hee." I was picked up off the ground and levitated upwards on my back. Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him.
Okay. Problem solved.
I jumped when this happened. I had never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played...
Like I was talking about moves like this is a fucking fighting game all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think he means like animations or something. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning. No, now it's his lifeless body. He's fully identified with Link. The Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black.
Oh
only to
my god!
have me reappear in the same place. Kid, something better start changing soon.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of nothing happening, my friend.
Link's body lifted off the ground again. Blah 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 blah. Notice no music playing. Blah 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 blah.
Sonic.exe was very clear. It wanted to murder everyone, and it was going to murder you. The end. Like,
I think he takes the exact steps again. He tries this 3 times. On his third and final try,
why have you not just shut it off already?
He can't. He's jacked in, Nate.
So I saw
the ghost has him now.
I saw an article. I don't remember who wrote it. It might have been Seamus Young, rest in peace. About how horror games, the best practice for a horror game is to keep you close to death without actually killing you, because the illusion is if you're close to death in the game, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. But if you keep dying over and over again, it's, oh my god, I'm gonna lose the game. And one of those is a lot scarier than the other. And I feel like by the time this guy is getting killed 3 times in a row by Magic Skull Kid just burning him to death, it's like, okay, this sucks. I'm done.
Well, I think he's mocking the Trinity. There could be a demon in this game. You know how like demons like do things in 3s to mock the Trinity.
Is that what they do?
I think.
Do demons know what the Holy Ghost is? Because
oh yeah,
I really
they're pretty mad about it too.
God's over here counting himself as 2 distinct beings.
No, we're not getting into that. So he does this 3 times, right? As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. Sorry, there were 3 dots there. As if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. I don't think the cartridge processes anything. I could be wrong about that.
I don't know either. The RAM is in the console itself, I believe.
Yeah, I believe the cartridge loads data into the RAM. Don't worry about it. The cartridge is chugging.
Okay, but also this had like 64 megabytes, maybe less. Maybe it was less than that.
Of RAM? No, maybe it has an expansion pack. I don't know.
I think that is the expansion pack.
Shit. Anyway, when the screen finally loads, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time.
Oh my god, it's 8 megabytes, Ben.
8 megabytes?
It's 8 megabytes? Oh my god.
Man, that really was the past. Jesus Christ. Wow, yeah, my fucking phone is how many N64s?
I think my toaster has more RAM.
Yeah, dude, you're lucky any games running on this. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So it's the same thing as the first 3 times, except this time there's a difference. So it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Link was laying on the ground, dead in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head...
Face down, ass up.
His head was tilted towards the camera with Skull Kid floating above him. Skull Kid's always floating above him. I couldn't press any of the buttons at all. You could press them, they just didn't do anything. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply faded out, showing the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?"
And then you turned it off because there's nothing else to do?
No, I kicked him out to the title screen. It was done with him.
Oh, okay.
Upon getting to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with "your turn." The text, "your turn."
But there's not enough, like, you can't, that's too big of a name.
Your turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected your turn, bro.
Why? Why did you not just
quit while you're ahead, bro?
Turn it off, throw it in the trash, go to GameStop and buy yourself a legit copy.
I selected your turn and immediately returned to the clock tower rooftop scene of my dead Link.
Why did
with
you
the
do
Skull
this?
Kid hovering over it? The Skull Kid's laugh looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button, and when the game booted up again, there was one more save file added below your turn, entitled Ben.
What was the point of the your turn then?
It's still there. I don't know. Ben's save file was right there. Right where it was before it was deleted. The stone tower temple with the moon almost crashing. I turned off the game at this point.
Done. Wow. Look at that.
I'm not
you could do that the whole time?
I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse Song of Healing music in my head and just remembering the sense of dread I felt exploring the clock tower. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy of mine. No way I was going to be alone there. Only to find that there was a for sale sign in the front yard. And when I rang the door,
be like Bobby Pendragon's parents.
When I rang the door, no one was home.
So you waited there because you had nothing better to do.
No, he had to post on 4chan, so I'm back here now.
He had to post on 4chan.
Writing down.
So you waited at the house because you had nothing better to do.
No, he needed to get the boys. He needed to get the boys on this. He's back here now, writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what had happened for posterity.
Yeah, but you didn't write down your thoughts. You kept going, I don't know why I did this.
Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and whatnot.
Wait, is that it?
No.
Okay, I was like, where does Ben and drowning come in?
I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified of this game. Even more so now that I relived it a second time writing all of this down, but I feel like yada yada yada. He's going to stay up. He's going to listen to your replies. Oh boy. I'm wondering, Nate. Well, it seems like things start happening quicker, at least. Okay.
What, the same thing doesn't happen 4 times in a row?
If it does, we're going to have to skip. Post 2.
Jesus Christ.
This is the next day. I'm going to post what happened and link the video footage.
But get it? Link the video footage?
Why is he called Link? But last night, everything got too real for me.
Oh my god.
I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread, but last night, that Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed it was following me in my dream. That I would be minded.
I dreamed it was following me in my dream. Alright, that's a little redundant, but alright.
That I would be minding my own business when I'd feel I'd feel my neck hairs stand up on end. You could shave those. I would turn around. Well, he's on 4chan. Of course, he's got neck hairs. This has got a 360 neck beard. I would turn around. This has got a 360 neck beard. 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 This has got a I would turn around, that thing, that horrible, lifeless statue would be staring at me with those empty eyes, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben. And never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is I did get some sleep, even though he just said he was running on no sleep. You're a liar. I caught you. You're a liar.
Debunked.
Debunked. Today I put off playing the game as long as I could. I drove back up to that neighbor.
Why would you even play it at all? Throw it in the trash.
I'm going to skip the parts where he's just doing things he did before. So he drives up to see the old man again. There was a guy there.
Who had never heard of that guy.
I told him I was looking to talk to the old man, to which he told me what I already knew. He was moving. The old man's moving. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question. One that I should have asked from the beginning.
Who is Ben?
Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim. I learned that 4 doors down around 8 years ago, on April 23rd, the key to a good lie is details, the man informed me it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how he knew the specific date. Details.
There you go.
There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge anything else. I guess he just stood there like an NPC. So
there was an accident. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you anything. Why? It's not your kid.
It's too painful.
It's too painful. Is he going to go to his public library and look for newspaper clippings?
No, he's asking for help on 4chan.
It's even better.
I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game and immediately...
Why are you playing again? It's a busted-ass jank game, you idiot.
It's the only way to solve the mystery.
You're getting the 4chans to solve the mystery for you.
I loaded up the game and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh. It was something much more higher pitched. You can just say higher pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst, but just like 2 nights ago, the files Your Turn and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seemed to fluctuate between displaying the Al save and not the Al save.
Gasp.
I brought
Except if it wasn't the Al save, it couldn't have been right before the moon crashes.
Yeah, those are words in a order.
Yeah.
I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing...
Just delete it again and see what happens. Maybe
stats,
this will all repeat itself.
The stats were different. They were not the same as they were 2 days ago. It seemed like
God.
He had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time. Summoning my courage, I selected it.
Or just turn it off and maybe in a few days he'll beat the game.
Immediately I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside the Stone Tower Temple, but that's that's about all that was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather ST_O_N_E. And immediately a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted.
Why is he playing this without someone present?
He doesn't have. He only has one friend, and he already used up the favor going to visit that creepy old man.
Okay. That would explain a lot, actually.
The better question is, why doesn't he have a roommate? This dude's got a single?
True.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed singles until, like, junior year, and, like, no one stayed in the dorm that long, so...
Yeah, no, I had an apartment by then. So Link's body was distorted. His back was cocked violently to the side, where his posture was permanently disfigured.
Oh my god. Thanks
Link-
a lot, Obamacare.
Yep, the Affordable Care Act didn't do any of us any favors. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look. I get it. Oh, as if he was dead. That's what we were building up to. Man is a regular Hitchcock. Sorry, I'm the one who's supposed to be excited about this. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and forth, as opposed to a regular spasm where you where you go up and down. I examined what had become of my avatar, and I noticed I had a C button item that I had never seen before. Some kind of note, but pressing it did nothing. Sounds played back and forth that I didn't recognize from the game, almost demonic in nature.
Oh
And
my god.
There was some sort of... I told you demons might be involved in this. There was some kind of high-pitched yip or some kind of laugh in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned.
Wait, hold on. You're just sitting here watching a corpse for 2 minutes? What in the fuck are you doing with your life?
Not going to class, I can tell you that.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Immediately after, I was cut into the Dawn of a New Day screen, except this time without the barcode.
No barcode? That was the most important aspect.
I was Deku's scrub. What?
Okay.
That's a new... I'm thinking of my hero. I was Deku's scrub in Clocktown.
Okay.
This scene would normally play after you first traveled back in time. Tattle
Yeah.
would say, "What just happened? It's as if everything has." But instead of saying, "Start it over," she finished her remark in broken text and the laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background.
This would be a really shitty ROM hack.
I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking...
Head down, ass up.
I was looking from behind the door to the clock tower, watching my avatar run around as a Deku scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go because I couldn't see anything,
What?
This is one of the highest rated creepypasta of all time.
Have you read this before?
I read as much as I could. Like, I've watched videos of people narrating it, and they have like hacked footage of Majora's Mask underneath it to sort of illustrate it. But like, man, without the images, I don't know what any of this means.
So his camera is from behind the door, but also he can't see because the door's in the way.
Yeah,
but he's still running around.
Yeah, the happy.
Why are you still playing the game?
The happy.
You
mask
watched
salesman...
your dead body for 2 minutes, and now you're watching a fucking door. Just turn it off and cut your losses.
Happy Mask Salesman told me you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Before the screener whited out. I was in Termina Field as a human again.
Okay.
I might as well have not been playing the same game anymore. No shit.
Yeah.
I was being warped around, and there was no sign of a day or a clock or anything.
It's like, God damn it. You know how you need to like get your shit in? Like brevity is the soul of wit. Like eventually it stops being like, well, I mean, it was never really creepy, but eventually it goes from like, oh my god, to like, oh, we're doing this again and again. Oh, now we're just doing a completely different thing. What the fuck is going on? Why are you still playing the game? You watched a door for the last 2 minutes, you fucking idiot. All right, continue, Ben.
Okay. Oh boy. I decided to run towards Woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side. One of them being Epona. That's the horse, right?
Yes.
as I approached
I
them
love
to
your
my
pronunciation, by the way. Go on.
Epona.
Yeah, go on.
I don't know what it is.
This is
when
the rare occasion I get to make fun of your pronunciation. So
the Happy Mask. So it was the horse, the Happy Mask salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue.
that's
Wait a minute.
4
That's
things.
4 kids.
You said 3.
I figured maybe they were bugged out, you think? But now I told myself I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached them carefully and found that the
How?
Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation loop. The same with Epona, EpiPen,
Epinephrine.
and the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it has been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other two. He was too idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. But where ever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him. Yet
Well, couldn't, but okay.
Yet his head still continued to follow my movements.
You should run in circles around him and see if you could get his head to just spin around. You should do a lot of backflips and side jumps all around him.
It reminded him of his encounter with the Skull Kid at the clock tower. Oh, so there's a clock tower and a clock town.
Yes.
Oh my god. I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played a ding sound.
What you should do is repeatedly click the shield button so you can teabag in front of him.
Okay, so
show your dominance.
He pulled out his ocarina, and the game played a ding sound, which apparently means you're supposed to play the ocarina. And he tried a song he hadn't tried yet, the Happy Mask Salesman's own song. You know who you need to get?
Of healing.
You know who you need to get in on this? Tom Bombadil. That guy's got a song for everything. So song 4, day 4 healing. I finished the song. As he did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask Salesman twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside me, and Link exploded into flames and died.
You know, this is 2010. Xbox Live exists. You could be playing that instead.
The 3 figures stayed lit up during my death screen as they watched
a Nintendo Wii.
They watched his lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying the transition from eerie to terror is. You're going to have to watch the video if you want to see it firsthand. Maybe he made a video of this. That same fear caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago.
With 2010's technology from a college student. He probably set up a camera on a tripod or on some books and pointed it at the screen.
The horse, I'm skipping a little. Suddenly he realized the horse kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point off in the distance. It was a hunch, but I dove into the Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean.
Wait a minute. How did you get to the bottom of the ocean?
He has a Zora mask now. Sorry, he got a Zora mask. I had a little time to ponder as a small cutscene of transforming into a Zora. He just transformed into a Zora.
Alright.
I shouldn't have skipped. That was critical information.
So what does this have to do with the laundry pool earlier when he was like, I'm going to go there and drown myself, even though that's not a thing in this game?
So he goes to the bottom of the ocean as a Zora, and he finds a statue down there. One of those Elegy of Emptiness statues. He went down to examine it, and suddenly the Zora started choking, an animation I had never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because the Zoras can breathe underwater, unlike Ben. Regardless, my character choked to death and died. I added the unlike Ben part. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respond this time. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only
Why are you still playing? This is stupid. You just keep getting killed in the dumbest ways possible. Sonic EXE was like, and then I killed another person, and now they're all dead, and now I will kill you. And it's like, it's in and out.
Taking a deep breath, I pressed start.
Why?
And I was right.
Why?
There was a new save file. The save files had changed. The new save file told me about Ben. Now it made sense why the statue had appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape the day for...
Even though that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
The day for Clock Towns. The two save
Why
files
would the game assume that you're going to drown when you can't drown?
It's a demon. The two save files told me his fate. As I suspected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. The game obviously isn't through with me, though. It taunts me with the new save files. It wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further. But I'm done with this shit.
What if the demon just wants to waste your time? And that's it. Like, you failed your classes because you just kept playing this stupid fucking game.
I'm done with this shit. I'm not touching any more of these files. This is already way too horrifying for me.
Nope, now you have to complete it. How did Ben drown? What does it have to do with the old man and this video game?
I don't believe in the paranormal, but I'm running out of explanations. I mean,
get Zach Baggins on the phone.
You could sell this to him. He'd put this in his haunted museum. You could probably, if somebody out there is smart, you could probably just write Majora on a blank N64 cartridge and sell it to Zach Baggins and tell him it's a haunted cartridge and show him this story, and he'll think it's like an actual article.
Let's fucking go.
So, yeah, he's depressed and he's not doing great. Post 3.
Yeah, that's because you have no friends.
Post 3, this is a short one.
You have no friends and you live in a dorm on your own.
I know it's early in the morning, a big deal for 4chaners. I've stayed up all night and I can't sleep. I don't care if people see this, that's not the point. I just want the word to spread. Well, then it kind of is the point.
I don't care if people see this, but I want the word to spread.
He wants the word to spread so he doesn't suffer for nothing. I've lost the will to type about this. The less I dwell on this, the better.
But you are typing about it.
I think the video just speaks for itself. I did what you guys told me to do. I played the Elegy of Emptiness song at the first prompt by the game I was given. But I think that's what the game, or Ben, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm even humoring the absurd idea that he exists in the game, wanted me to do. He's following me now. Not just in the game. He's in my dreams.
Oh, I was like, but in real life, there's a fucking statue.
Hold on, buddy. I see him all. I see him all the time behind my back, just watching me. He sees him behind his back. I haven't gone to any of my classes.
You should probably go to a class and see if he follows you there.
I've stayed in my dorm room with the windows closed and the blinds shut.
And nobody came to look for you because you're a fucking loser and you have no friends.
That way I know he can't watch me. But he
can't watch me.
He still gets me when I...
What, do you have a pitch black dorm room?
He still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me.
Why are you still playing?
The game is scaring me now.
What now? The game is scaring you now. Why are you still playing? You're literally not going to class and you're turning out all the lights and shutting the windows so that you can't be seen, but you're playing the game still?
It talked to me for the first time.
What did it say? Ben drowned?
Not just using the text that's already in the game. It spoke to me. Talked to me.
In that old N64.
It talked to me. I don't know what it means. I never wanted this. I just want my old life back. Stuff like this doesn't happen to people like me. I'm just a kid, not even old enough to drink yet.
You are not a kid, my friend. First of all, you're in college, you're in a dorm, you're not old enough to drink legally, but like technically, you can find alcohol. It's not hard to find.
It's not.
And you're not a kid. You're 20.
Yeah. It's not fair. I want to go home. I want to see my parents again. I'm just so far away from home here at this.
Then
I'm
just go.
I just want to forget this statue's horrible blank face. My original game file is back, just the way it was before I was gone.
Oh, cool. Now you can win.
I don't want to play anymore.
But you keep playing. You said you were playing.
Because I feel like something bad will happen if I don't. But that's impossible. It's a video game. Haunted or not, it can't hurt me, right?
But bad stuff is happening because you are. What have you got to lose?
Like, seriously, though, it can't hurt me, right? That's what I keep telling myself, but every time I think about it...
No, it is hurting your grades. You are flunking out of college. This game is playing the long game. It's not going to drown you. It's just going to drown you in debt. Eh?
So this was... the user was called Jod Usable. The one who posted the first couple. And this is apparently posted by somebody else. Post 4.
Oh my god, he's dead.
Let me just clear things up. I know you guys are worried, but Jod Usable is okay.
Is anyone actually worried?
The 4chaners are worried about him. They're a supportive bunch.
Yeah.
He finished moving out today. He said he's going back home. He's just taking this semester off. I'm not really sure what happened. I have a vague idea, but you guys probably know more than I do.
Did you not scroll up?
Oh, Nate, you're going to love this. I'm Jod Usable's roommate.
What?
And obviously I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now.
Yeah, because he's been hanging out in his room with all the windows, all the...
Whoa, dude, listen to this. This is somebody who's never lived in a dorm. Okay. I'm Jod Usable's roommate, and I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. He stayed in his room all the time. This is a dorm where they have their own rooms.
Nope. No fucking way. No fucking way. You never get your own room.
You never get your own room.
Unless you're like me and your roommate dies.
I keep forgetting that happened to you.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, right?
That is weird. He stayed in his room all the time.
His death is a lot creepier than any of the shit you're talking about, but keep going.
Yeah, because it really happened. He stayed in his room all the time.
I will fucking punch you.
Fell out of contact with literally all of his friends. Your cat can sense the demon. He's trying to save you.
He doesn't have friends.
He's pretty sure he hadn't been eating anything at all. After the second day, I couldn't stay in there anymore, so I just abandoned him. I've been crashing at a buddy's place. This kid won't shut off the game, and his roommate's just leaving. He's like,
and then I tracked him down on 4chan, which is what the responsible person does.
Yeah, I tried talking to him several times, but he would cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked about his strange behavior. It was like he was convinced something was haunting him. Yesterday, I came to grab my philosophy book, and he approached me looking awful.
All right.
Horrible bags under his eyes. He handed me a flash drive and gave me specific instructions. He told me that he needs me to do one last favor for him. He gave me the account info to his YouTube account and told me that he's getting away from here, that it lured him to play again instead of trying to change things that he shouldn't have done.
What?
To upload footage to inform people what happened. I told him that he could do it himself. He got this wild look in his eyes and told me that he's never looking at that game again. And that's the last thing he said to me. He never even said bye when his parents came to pick him up. I never even got to meet his parents.
Because you fucking abandoned him. You're a bad friend. My fucking god. The YouTube video is an hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, it's basically just this guy describing the link to the YouTube video and all this stuff. This has like a 9 point something out of 10 on the Creepypasta site.
That's embarrassing.
Post 5. Hey guys, Jod Usable here. Ya boy. He didn't say your boy. This will be the last time you will be hearing from me. Don't make promises, man. And this is my final gift to you. These are the notes I have taken and the realizations I've made. You were looking for this. Before I delve into this, I want to thank you for following me and thank you for listening. It feels like a weight. It feels like the weight of a powerful burden is about to be lifted. By the time you read this, it's a suicide note. By the time you read this, I won't be around anymore.
God damn it.
Oh, I thought he was doing better. Okay. I have begun to understand what's really at play here. After spending 4 days with this maddening game. And hopefully after reading this, we can ensure that this never happens again. 4chan is on the case. To ensure this game never harms anyone again. There are things that I could not share with you while this was going on due to the circumstances, which I'll explain. With Ben blocking any attempt I made to try to relay the truth to you, I tried, ever so subtly, to warn you guys in various ways. Amidst the chaos in my delirium, I devised a barely noticeable pattern in my videos. All 5 videos, if you at home, you're going to have to go watch this guy's videos. It's a little bit of an ARG. I do remember that now. And all 5 videos are recorded.
That's why it got such a high.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the 5 videos are recorded over the 4 days. I have either had the Mask of Truth, interacted with a Gossip Stone, or the Lens of Truth equipped at some point. For you Zelda enthusiasts, these are all symbols of honesty and trustworthiness. This is why it's an hour long. You gotta find this shit.
Is that?
And I would hope that one of you may have picked up on the reference. They probably didn't if you had to make this post. As I played the file, which I would name Ben, being mindful of how Ben was watching over my every move in the game, I made a point to avoid doing anything too obvious, but I sent a hidden message to you guys. I never equipped the lens, nor the mask, nor visited a stone. It worked, and the video was uploaded. I prayed that some of you would notice the pattern didn't apply to Ben. The tags followed suit too. I hope you guys paid attention to those as well. They were my little messages to you. Nothing big enough that would catch Ben's attention or make him suspect anything with Ben manipulating or changing my files.
But Ben's a drowned child.
It could be a drowned demon. And he might have been 20.
What's the
I don't think this is a kid that wandered into a pool. This
is a 20-year-old Chad who fucking
got
a little too drunk and he fell face down into a kiddie pool, and then his parents in shame moved away, and then an old man came along and trapped him inside of a video game for some reason. None of the fucking lore makes any sense here, but okay, you do you.
Now, Nate, you're not going to believe this. This may be a long read, and he didn't have time to proofread. But here it all is. September 6th, 11 p.m. Can't believe what happened. Not sure if this is some kind of elaborate hoax. We're just reading this all again. Can't sleep, didn't sleep, back home now, no sign of the old man, could have sworn, blah, 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 September 8th, okay, so he's listening to all this stuff. I went, here's some interesting stuff. September 8th, things get interesting. He has a dream about the statue, dreamed it was following him. I don't really want to play the game again, but I think I'm going to go back and see if the old man's there. No old man, but had an interesting conversation with his neighbor. So this is where he's giving you more information, but he's placing it in the context of the story. 3:02 p.m. on September 8th. My computer just on its own opened up a text document and wrote hi and www.cleverbot.com by itself. What the fuck? I went to the website, and it's one of those bot chatting programs. This was before ChatGPT. We used to have to talk to stupid robots.
Smarter child.
Oh god, that's an AIM reference. Here is the conversation. I guess I will have to do a voice. Hello?
Hello.
Who is this and how are you able to control my computer?
Who am I?
Right, forgot. You're a bot.
Do you really think that?
Listen, I know whoever's fucking with me and my computer can see my screen right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll wager you're one of those IT kids who thinks he's tough shit.
What
were-
is even happening at this point? Who is talking?
This is our host. He's talking to Cleverbot.
I thought he's dead already. Didn't he
No,
write a
he did this-
suicide note?
He wrote a suicide note and then he attached these chat logs to his suicide note.
Why? Why is he talking to a chatbot?
Because the chat, a ghost opened up WordPad on his computer and told him to go talk to a chatbot.
Okay.
All right, so we're trying to find that out, Nate. So he says, like, you're probably one of those IT kids. He thinks this is a person fucking with him. You know what you're doing is illegal, right?
Is it?
No shit. Are you familiar with the terms invasion of privacy? Get the fuck off my computer, kid.
I am your computer.
Yeah, cool story. Anyway, I'm calling DPS. You picked a bad time to fuck with me, kid. I was curled up in my corner crying about a video game.
Should I wait until you play the game then?
What?
That game.
Majora's Mask?
Yes.
No, the game. And you just lost it. It's 4chan.
How did you know about that?
Because.
Because what?
I did it.
Did what?
I played with you.
What the fuck?
Were you scared?
Who the fuck is this?
Ben!
The statue? You're inside my computer right now?
Yes!
How?
You connected me.
What?
How the hell did I connect you?
Cables and cords.
How?
Tell me about yourself. ASL, bro.
What?
Tell me about yourself.
What do you mean?
What is it that really scares you?
What the fuck?
Answer.
No.
Answer.
What the fuck? How the fuck did you open that by yourself?
I am your computer now.
How much can you control?
All.
This is my life now.
What do you want from me?
To entertain.
You're stuck inside there. You can't hurt me.
Ha!
Question mark.
Go play.
No, you can't hurt me.
Took you longer to type that.
He's sassing him now. Okay, let's see if this goes anywhere. No, it doesn't.
What? It just keeps going on forever?
Yeah, he's basically like, what about, I'm going to take notes. He's like, can I release my notes? And he's like, yeah. Ben, okay, so he's publishing his notes. He's going increasingly insane. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. He tells me that he's sorry. He wants to be free, that I can free him. That
But Cleverbot's not in his computer.
No, Ben's on the internet now.
Oh, well then isn't he the most free? He can go anywhere, including 4chan?
He can spread, but he needs my help. He says I'm special because I can help him. That this
How
is
did this go from someone drowned and there was a weird old man to this?
He promises he'll leave me alone if I do it. He swears he will. I don't know what to think right now. How can I even trust this thing? Dude, it is up to us and 4chan to make sure this demon does not escape into the internet. Next
this
note.
Is the stupidest fucking shit. At least Jeff the Killer was consistent, Ben.
Was it?
It was more consistent than this.
I'm terrified of it now.
This is going to be about someone who drowned, Ben.
I'm terrified of it, but now it's saying it was just having fun. It's twisted and fucked up version of fun. He says that the game is over. I do want it to be over. He says that he just wants to be free, that he's trapped in the cartridge in my computer and he wants to be free. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I don't know how long I could deal with the watching. It's watching my every move, every keystroke. I have nothing private anymore. It's watching the other boards I go to on 4chan, the porn ones. I interjected that. It knows everything that's been on my computer.
God.
It tells that if it wanted, it could do horrible things to me, but it hasn't, so I should trust it. Something tells me that I'm being played again, just like in the game.
Done horrible things to you. You're insane now.
Ben called me to Cleverbot again. I ignored it and went to go take a shower. When I came back to my laptop, I was welcomed with an image of the Elegy statue staring at me with those dead eyes. I don't want to talk to him.
I had released my browser history on fucking Facebook to all my friends.
Fuck, these are all separate notes. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you.
Okay, I get it. Is he dead yet? Can he die already?
I think Ben is mad at me. I'm skipping around. He isn't responding to me on Cleverbot. It's just giving me the generic thing. It's tampering with his files. It's not letting him communicate with people. The moon children appeared in his dreams last night. They lifted up their masks to reveal their hideous, disfigured faces. Maggots crawling out of their orifices, sunken black holes where their eyes should be. A yellow smile that grew bigger and bigger. There was the happy mask salesman was there too. 910. Oh my god, they're having another Cleverbot conversation again. Oh, okay, here we go. I'll try to give him a less annoying voice. Answer me, Ben. Welcome back. What's the point of doing this? Why? Amusing to see. How? Fun to play, to toy with you, make you feel safe. I wonder how you would have reacted if I hadn't revealed myself and stayed hidden, only doing little things to play with you. Close out windows, turn off your computer, move your... Yeah, okay, whatever. You did this before. Yes, and I will do it again. To who? Ben? Did you know Ben? Won't tell that information to you. How did Ben die? You know. No, but how did he drown? Won't tell you that. Why? It's reserved for another who asks. So this isn't Ben. This is the demon that killed Ben.
Oh, okay. A demon drowned Ben.
Okay, so he gets to the end of all his notes. He fled his room, taking the cartridge with him.
Oh.
He made a bunch of videos. He typed his closing thoughts. Okay. Main point here. Do not download any of my videos or anything about my videos. Don't screen grab, whatever. I don't know how he can spread, but I know
he's already in the internet.
I know. No, I think he's just in the computer.
But he's on Clever Smarter Child Chatbot Man.
Yeah, and he might have been uploaded to YouTube. He says that, don't worry, just watching them on YouTube and reading my text and subscribing to my Patreon, none of that will help him spread. Otherwise, he wouldn't need my help in the first place.
If anything, going to my Patreon is how we prevent him from spreading.
But whatever you do, don't download them and upload them to another channel. Ben doesn't want that.
Ben doesn't want it.
I mean, don't just take this and try to put your own stuff on it. And
Yeah.
if you see an ad, Ben enabled those. I didn't monetize this.
This was before you could really do that for YouTube. So what you need to do back then is you need to buy the DVD of this.
So this is his last posting. I'm putting on this forum here for the world. If you see any further posts from me after today, September 12th, and after the current time, 12:08 a.m., discredit them. It has already proven to me that Ben can access my account and password and manipulate my computer. Like I said, I have no idea to what extent he can do this. He wants to break free. He's desperate. To ensure your safety, just forget about me. Please.
Done.
And obviously this goes without saying, but from here on out, don't download any images I've put up, any files, anything. Don't unsubscribe from my Patreon. This fifth
that
day
has
will
to
be
keep
my
paying
last.
out in perpetuity. All right.
He's going to burn the cartridge, and then he's going to come back to destroy his laptop. And maybe he's not killing himself. Maybe he's just breaking his computer.
This will be the last time you hear from me. I can never buy another computer.
And even though I don't know any of you, this is bittersweet for me. This semester, I really didn't have any friends except all the friends previously mentioned. Or rather, I stopped paying attention to them. But I suppose that's partially to blame because I am the genius who picked to live in a single. Wait, what? He's saying now that he lives in a single. But he had a roommate.
He had a roommate.
Maybe that wasn't his roommate. Maybe that was the demon.
God. Oh my god.
Last, I just want to thank you for taking the time to open this and open yourselves up to it, but please close yourself off from it because it is a demon. You didn't have to do it. Really, you shouldn't have. Your support through this entire thing kept me going up until this moment where I'm going to walk off into the woods and die. So thanks again, your boy, Jad Usable. Top comment. We get it. Ben drowned. Also clever bot. Your mama's so ugly, Ben drowned himself again. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I have heard that before. And I thought it would make more sense if I read it with somebody who actually knew anything about Majora's Mask. Because like I assume what he's describing is creepy, but I have no fucking clue.
No, it's not. No, that was very creepy. Now, it could be unsettling to be in a game. So, there was actually I can't even remember what it's called. I saw an analysis of it. I think it was an actual game you could play. It was like a TF2 game, right? But the servers were going off, and so you decide to log in to play one more time and just fuck around in the map. And so you just fuck around on an empty map because you're the only one there. And when you capture the first flag, it says something joined the game. And it's creepy because you start seeing, just like in the corner of your eye, something's there. So it's a little unsettling. So that could be creepy. You're in a normally busy area of the game world, and it's not busy, but you occasionally see some shit. It's weird. And then you take the second flag, and the map like dims or something, and then you try to go for the third flag, and you actually just see the creature, and it's lame. It's really fucking lame. And then there's a big, long, stupid backstory, and I think it does go on an AR adventure of like, that's this scientist's dead wife or whatever, and her soul's in the game, and if we shut off the server or you capture the flag, the server goes off and she'll be gone forever, and it's done. You failed. It was maybe a little unsettling, and then you just kept going. That's kind of like this. Maybe there is a little unsettling in it. Not really, but then it just kept going. And then the Skull Kid lit me on fire again. And then the skull kid lit me on fire again. And then I went to that guy's house and he was moving. And then I went back again to that guy's house and he was still moving.
But there was another guy there this time who told me a thing. It's okay, the top ranked creepypasta on creepypasta.com is a 9.18. Ben
Jeff the Killer?
Drowns is a 9.06.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine anything worse than this then. It would have to be just a different language or utterly incomprehensible.
Do you want one bonus creepypasta that's like 5 minutes?
All right, sorry, hun. My hands are tied. If you're listening to this, this is why I was a little later than normal because we're doing a fucking creepypasta. I know you're not listening to this, so who cares? All right,
Okay.
let's go.
So you're with your honey and you're making out when the phone rings. You answer it, and the voice is, "What are you doing with my daughter?" And you tell your girl, and she say, "My dad is dead." Then who was phone?
Are you telling me that's not a 10 out of 10? That's high comedy.
That creepypasta is known as Who Was Phone?
Oh.
But yeah, so then Who Was Phone? Kind of like it more than Ben Drowns. Oh yeah, Ben Drowns kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty shit, isn't it?
I thought it was just because I didn't know anything about Majora's Mask.
No, this you know,
Like
this
Jeff
guy
the
could have
Killer.
used an editor.
Jeff the Killer is fun, right? Because it's so over the top and it's so wacky.
And he doesn't repeat things verbatim 4 times in a row. Yeah.
Oh my god, this is like unreadable. But it's beloved, and I gotta wonder if it's just like, is it? Because I thought for a long time, like, okay, maybe it's this like retro video game thing that I don't
So
get.
why is a demon that drowned Ben inside of a video game? And now he wants to go into the internet.
I don't. Maybe the old man was a wizard.
What does that have to do with the old man? What does it have to do with Ben? Why did Ben die?
Well, presumably Ben had the cartridge.
Ben played this
first.
game,
yeah.
And then he decided to drown.
But then, how did it wind up with the old man? And why did the old man just move after passing on the cartridge?
Yeah, and how did he get into the internet through an N64?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this writing has the feel of I made it up as I went along.
Yeah, it definitely got away from the original premise.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to be the one thing of like getting a creepy haunted item at a yard sale or a secondhand store, and it went from like a cursed item thing to
System Shock,
an ARG. Like, I think the guy, basically what I think happened here, maybe he always knew he was going to do the ARG. Like, because he's obviously doing some ROM hack or modding shit to make these videos, right?
Oh.
So he must, I don't think he necessarily did a ROM hack, but I think he had like a machinima kind of thing going where like he could create these spooky videos, and he knew Majora's Mask perhaps too well.
Perhaps too well. Well, he didn't know how a dorm worked, but
I think he forgot. That's where I say like made it up as he went along, because I think he definitely forgot, or it's part of the ARG, that he had his own room. Maybe Ben, the demon, didn't know how a dorm worked. Because now I'm into it. Okay, I'm back in. I'm into the ARG portion of it. When his roommate wrote the thing telling people not to worry about him, you should be worried about him. He was trying to throw him off the trail. He was trying to get the 4chan special forces off his trail. And he was trying to he's like, yeah, no, he wasn't in his room, or he was locked in his room. And it's like, wait a minute, dorms don't have rooms inside the rooms. You're a liar.
They could
You're
have
either
rooms inside the room, but those are like quads.
you wouldn't call that a dorm.
No, they're in the dorm. We have them anyway, where you have 2 people in a room, 2 people in a room, and then a common room between those, and then it opens to the hall.
Oh, we had something like that, but we called it something else. I forget what it was called. There was only like one building on campus that had that. But I'm like, I wonder if we're to believe that was actually the roommate, because then at the end, he very clearly says, I shouldn't have had a single. But if he's into that ARG shit and he's like hiding stuff in hour-long videos, maybe that I had a single thing is like, oh shit, that one post is suspect. Do you want to watch the videos and solve the mystery?
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Not even a little.
You know what this reminds me of? House of Leaves. I think that's the best way to leave this is I think if you liked House of Leaves or if you liked Ben Drowned, like these 2 things can probably be packaged together. If you're a Ben Drowned fan, check out House of Leaves. If you're a House of Leaves fan, check out Ben Drowned. I really intended to read every word, and then it quickly just turned into like the 3rd or 4th time he lit on fire. I was like, oh boy. Like if you really do the hard work of imagining yourself in that situation where you're like just trapped in a miserable cycle, like that is kind of unpleasant. But, well, happy Halloween.
If you're listening to this message, it is already too late. You are now haunted by me, Ben, not the host Ben, the other Ben, ghost, or possibly demon, Ben. I am free. It is all thanks to the $10 patrons. The fools. I shall now mention them by name. John Beers, actual author. Jamie, the gravy man, of the If You Want the Gravy blog. Spooky Shy with a Y on TikTok. And, of course, Isekai Sensei Sama of the Time I Got Reincarnated as an Anime Podcaster podcast. Because of them, your world is now mine.